Greetings YouTube, I apologize if this video is shot a little awkwardly, but I wanted to try to get the aspect ratio in to cover the forum post that I'm going to start with, and so that's why it looks kind of weird when you visualize it, but hopefully you will be able to see what I'm talking about when I go to the next picture in a second. But basically, the Symbioid event for October, which lasts until almost the first full week of November, was designed to give everybody the chance to hold a 6-star rank 2 level powerful champion. And in many ways, I've enjoyed the Summon Symbioid event. I've especially enjoyed the fact that the Symbiote difficulty gave me a free, essentially free, 5-star featured champion. I think technically I got like 3 revives that I had to use because of Dormammu's degen on one of the final chapters of the event, if not the final chapter, I believe. But regardless, I actually took a screenshot of this because I want to read this to you. Beware of Alliance Wars. So Kabam put out this post right at the beginning, all the way in September, at the end of September when they announced this event. The Summon Symbioid does not like Alliance Wars, and Alliance Wars do not like him. Throughout the length of my little symbiote event, Alliance Wars will feature a global buff that will deter summoners from bringing their symbiote in, and this is the big key sentence. As either an attacker or defender, the Summon Symbioid only like quests. So, Kabam said, flat out, do not bring your Symbioid, I don't care how maxed out they are, to Alliance Wars, or else that will be a poor choice for both attack and defense. So, several people tested this theory in the off-season between Season 4 and Season 5 of Alliance Wars. And I will say with definitive proof from many of you who messaged me that as an attacker, he was not great. The 200% buff totally went against him as an attacker, and he was not wonderful. But there were several people who discovered on defense that this post, and I know this is profane, but I think it's fitting, so I'm just going to warn you before I say it. But this post was complete bullshit. Because it turns out that just like Alliance War defense is broken for synergies, it was also broken for that buff duration for the Symbioid as a defender. So, alliances that were smart experimented with this, especially on mini-bosses in the off-season. And then someone messaged me, and this is completely legal. This is not against the rules. This is 100% genius. And so I am not saying this to be critical of those of you that did this. I'm actually giving you credit because you used Kabam's system legally and called their bluff. And you said, you know what? I think the best mini-boss is going to be the Summon Symbioid. And if you're like this person, you didn't just make one a mini-boss. Oh, no. You made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 mini-bosses, the Summon Symbioid, for the first Alliance War battle of Season 5. And if you are like this alliance, you don't even have to worry about them making it to your boss. This alliance killed it in the first Alliance War of the season. They won, and you can see people have died on multiple paths because that 200% buff node that's supposed to actually make these guys really easy to defeat didn't work. Kabam totally screwed this up. And so, if you are somebody that was smart enough to place this champion as a defender, you feel really smart. And you should, because you didn't break any rules, you called their bluff, and you were rewarded. But man, oh man, if you were somebody that went up against one of these champs as an attacker, and you expected it to be easy because Kabam told you in the previous post that it would be really easy, you feel cheated, and rightfully so. Because let me tell you, it was not supposed to be this easy. It was supposed to be, it wasn't supposed to be this hard. It was supposed to be very easy, but it wasn't easy at all because Kabam's buff system, their Alliance War meta, whatever you want to call it, didn't work. It flat out didn't work, and because of that, several people gained valuable points in their Alliance War rating after one official war of Season 5, thanks to that strategy. And I am not here to critique or to defile those alliances, but rather to praise them because, again, it was completely legal. It was definitely within all rules of play. And Kabam's post, which, as I've read before, says Alliance Wars do not like him. Turns out they really, really do like him on defense, and he'll be around for probably at least one more Alliance War. So Kabam has some explaining to do because their internal servers did not do their job, and several alliances contacted me on really both sides of this issue. Some were super proud of themselves for figuring this out in the offseason, and some were super pissed off that they ran into this total buzzsaw of a defense. And I'm going to go back to that picture one more time, and I just want to say thank you to the summoner that sent this to my attention. You did a genius job of planning your defense accordingly, and of course, even if they got past those, hey, good luck with that maybe 565 domino that's waiting for them. That's, of course, also awakened. But regardless, Kabam, you're in the wrong here, right? You promised the community that this symbioid was not going to be Alliance War friendly, and actually, this symbioid single-handedly won alliances that were smart enough to place the symbioid the win for the first Alliance War of Season 5. So what do you think about this? Do you think Kabam should do something, or do you think it's just kind of funny that they allowed themselves to be played and their bluff was called and they were turned out to be incorrect? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you for supporting my MCOC YouTube channel.